Good morning. Today we are making peach pie filling. I'll bring this up closer so you can see. Look at how gorgeous that is. Um, it- I was able to purchase a box of peaches from the Mennonites for less than $1 a pound. Any of you that are local to me, the Dutch Country Store, I think is what it's called. We always call it the Dutch Market in Versailles. They had a 25-pound box for $20 and some change. And so I made a batch of pie filling yesterday, made a beautiful peach crisp last night for dessert. Oh my gosh, they are so good. And today I'm going to do another batch of peach pie filling, and I thought I'd take you along and show you how to do this. So in my pot here, I have boiling water. I'm actually going to just turn it off. It's boiling, that's what I need it to do. I need it to get to that point. I have some washed peaches. I don't always wash my peaches, but I'll tell you why in just a moment. I have a bowl of ice water, and I'm going to show you an easy way to peel peaches. All right, move that. I'm going to take a knife, and I'm going to score the bottom of the peach, just like that. I put an X on it, drop it down into the boiling water. I'm going to do that with all of these. Ouch! It is hot. And there we go. I'm going to let them sit in there for probably about 30 seconds. Long enough for me to get all of these scored and in there. And I probably will need more peaches than this. I've got another bowl over in the sink. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm going to let these go for just a few more seconds. Then we're going to plop them into the ice bath, and what that does is it stops the cooking process from being in this boiling water. And the boiling water in the ice water bath helps to release the skins a little bit easier. All right, so I'm going to take these out, put them in the ice water. I can do the same thing with tomatoes. Makes peeling tomatoes much easier. I did, what did I do? 24 pints of tomatoes yesterday, plus the one batch of pie filling, which made 4 quarts. Okay, my bowl's absolutely full. All right, I'm gonna put the lid back on here. Keep it hot so when I'm ready to turn this on and get it boiling again, it'll be that much closer to boiling. All right, now I'm going to move the camera so I can show you what else I've got set up, and I'll show you the ease in peeling these peaches. All right, so move you over here. Okay, so I mentioned in my sink I've got more peaches on standby. I have this bowl of water down in my sink with Fruit Fresh. Fruit Fresh keeps the peaches from turning color. You know, when peaches or apples, when they start to oxidate, they kind of turn brown. Pears do the same thing. But you can do the same thing with lemon juice or lime juice. And you can also do the same thing with a peach pit, which if I get around to just canning plain peaches, I'll show you that method. But anyway, today I'm using Fruit Fresh. I actually finished that jar. I have a bowl here for my pits and peels. I have my cutting board, my paring knife, my peeler, delicious cup of coffee in my Mary Gainey cup, and some measuring cups here. I actually need 12 cups of peaches to do this batch of pie filling, and I've got my 4 quarts ready to go. So let's get some of these peaches out of the cold water so I can show you the peeling and cutting up. Okay, let's get those for now. Okay, so when you are peeling peaches and you do this hot water, cold water method, you should be able to come in here and just peel the skins back. However, these are not Freestone peaches. Freestone means that the peels come off easy and the fruit pulls away from the pit without issue. I mean, completely just pulls away. These are not Freestone, which means they are holding on tight. However, going ahead and doing the hot water, dipping them in hot water, putting them in the ice water bath, it does make it easier. And so these peels are just going to come right off. Okay, so get this one peeled, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. We don't eat a lot of peach pie. We do eat a lot of peaches. So I think that having, well, I'm going to end up with 6 quarts on my shelf or in my food room, which will be plenty for us. I did gift a jar yesterday. My son's girlfriend was here helping me with the peaches, and then I used one of the quarts to make dessert last night. So to cut up these peaches, I'm just going to chunk them up. I don't care if they're in pretty slices. I don't care. We're going to eat them. They're going to make a beautiful pie regardless of what the chunks look like. So I just do my best to get the meat off of that pit. I'm going to put the pit here in my bowl, and that's for another video. I'm making peach pit jelly. And so I will be cooking these peaches, the peach skins, and the peach pits, making a beautiful juice out of this, and we'll make jelly. Okay, I'm going to continue peeling and cutting up my peaches. Oh, I wanted to show you this. So I'm going to cut them up into about bite-sized pieces, and they're going in my bowl of water that has the fruit brush in it. All right, just like that. I'm going to keep doing this until I have 12 cups, and then I'll bring you back with me. Okay, I'm back. I have 12 cups, swing the camera around this way so you can see, 12 cups of chopped up, peeled, not oranges, peaches, and then I have 3 quarts of chopped peeled peaches that I am going to just put a simple syrup on for eating. Now, I told you there's something special about the pits. It's hard to see. I can't see it in that one. I've got it covered up. Down in the bottom of the jar, can you see it right there, is a pit. An Amish friend of my mom's told her one time that they don't use fruit fresh or lemon juice or lime juice or anything like that to keep their peaches from turning color. They use pits. They put 1 pit in the bottom of every jar. And so whenever I am doing peaches for just eating, that's what I do. I put a pit in each jar. So those are on standby. I'm going to show you over here what I've got going. Turn the camera around. Okay, so in this pot, I have 4 cups of water and 2 cups of sugar. I'm going to turn that on to simmer. I want that sugar to dissolve. We're making a light syrup to go over those peaches. Now, on the back burner, turn you around again, are my pits and peels. Whoop, get the camera around there, see? Pits and peels. And that's what we're going to cook down. I've got them on low. I'm going to turn them up a little bit because I want those to leach out the juices of whatever's left in those peels and those pits to make peach pit jelly. In my big pan here, I have 2.5 cups of apple juice and 1 1/4 cup of water, and I'm using a recipe from this small book of home preserving, and I'm actually using the apple pie filling recipe but with peaches. There is a peach recipe. I don't like it. I like this one. So I'm going to turn this on, start heating it up about medium high. I'm adding sugar and clear gel. I buy clear gel in bulk. It's very cornstarch-like in its texture. I buy it in bulk at the Mennonites, and I store it in a mason jar. All right, need a spoon, need a spoon. All right, I'm gonna just stir this until it comes to a boil. It's not gonna take it long. That sugar and clear gel are going to dissolve and heat up pretty quick. I have my 4-quart jars here ready. They're clean, they're sterile. I've got my funnel ready, my ladle. I've got my peaches over there on standby. Everything's ready to be put together. Now, I pre-measured all of this, and I typically do, not just for video, but whenever I'm making this pie filling, because it goes really fast, and there's not time to stop and measure stuff. So, have it all pre-measured. I end up dirtying lots of dishes, making big messes, but that's okay. It's all delicious, and it is well worth it. And most of the dishes I can stick in the dishwasher. I'm not worried about it. All right, so starting to dissolve. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. I do want to bring it to boiling, but I want to kind of sneak up on that heat. I don't want to burn the sugars. The clear gel is kind of clumpy in there, but it's starting to dissolve, starting to mix in with the water, melt in. I am going to switch over here, give my light syrup, sugar water a stir. Don't want that sugar to burn either. And I've probably made too much syrup, but I would rather make too much than have to go back and make another batch. So, and that sugar syrup, if I have extra, I can put that into my iced tea. I could steep some mint in that sugar syrup to make mint tea, which I am going to do a video on fun drinks, summer refreshing drinks, just not today. All right, I'm going to turn this up one more time, or again, ease up on that heat. Once this comes to a boil, I'm then going to add half a cup of lemon juice. Raise that pH factor. We are going to water bath these peaches, which means they do need a little bit of acidity so that they will be safe to water bath. One thing I forgot, I am going to go back and put a tablespoon of a tablespoon of lemon juice in each of those 3 quarts that I'm going to be adding this sugar syrup to. All right, our temperature's coming up. I'm going to turn it up again. So some of you who know me and have been to our house know that we have peach trees. Well, I'm trying to adjust this camera. We have a hard time with squirrels eating our peaches. They will eat them on the tree and leave the pit hanging from the branch. This is our 3rd summer on this property, and last summer we finally did get, I think maybe 3 or 4 peaches, if that many, off of 2 trees. Now I walked down there yesterday, and the trees have so many beautiful peaches on them. Probably they're about the size of, well, not quite as big as a tennis ball. So good sized peaches. I hope, pray that we can get some of those peaches for ourselves and not just be feeding the squirrels. We also have a nectarine tree. Same, the squirrels eat it all. We did get a couple nectarines last year. They didn't get very big, maybe about the size of a little bigger than a golf ball, but they were sweet and they were tasty. So it's not as loaded as the peach trees are. Maybe, I don't know, maybe this year we'll get some. All right, I'm gonna turn this up one last time. Now I could put the lid on this and walk away, although I don't recommend it. I do recommend you stand here and stir. It doesn't take very long. That clear gel, even though it has completely dissolved into the juice and the water, and the sugar has completely dissolved, it'll start to clump up, because like I said, this thickens really fast. And you'll see in just a moment how fast and how thick it gets. All right, I'm gonna give my sugar syrup another stir. I'm using the same spoon. I mean, my goodness, they've got this, they both have water, they both have sugar, and they're both going over peaches. So I don't see where it's a problem to use the same spoon. All right, ooh, we're starting to thicken. I see some little clumps in there of, you know that when you open a jar of pie filling and there's the syrupy goo around the peaches? That's what we're making. We're making that goo. I don't know what else to call it. It is delicious. Whatever it is, it's delicious. All right, we're getting close to a boil. So I'm going to take this opportunity while I'm stirring to ask you to please like my video. There's a little thumbs up at the bottom underneath the video. You could even say you don't like it, but I would prefer a like. There's a place over to the far right where you can subscribe to my channel, Halfway Homestead. I would appreciate that very much. And there's a share button. If you would love, I would love it, love it, love it if you would share my video on your social media. You can even share with a specific friend or a specific group of friends. And there's a comment section. So, do you make pie? What kind of pie do you make? Do you make it homemade or do you make it from store-bought? Which I do make store-bought pies. All right. Woo, we are thick. I'm going to add the lemon juice. Okay. Let the lemon juice get mixed in really. Woo. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. It's popping on me. Get that lemon juice mixed in. I'm going to step over here and grab our peaches. Okay, there's 4 cups. This one is 8 cups. Remember, we needed 12 cups of peaches. Okay, I'm going to shut this off. Stir that in. I'm going to bring camera down here in just a moment so you can see this. Let me get this stirred in. Handles are getting hot on here. I'm not cooking the peaches. I'm just stirring them into this cooked, thick syrup. All right. Okay. I'm going to bring the camera down for you to see. Look at that gooey goodness. Look how thick that is. Yum! All right. So now we're going to ladle this into our jars. I've got my funnel here. I make a huge mess with this every time, so don't laugh at me too hard. All right. Start putting it into the jars. I do want to leave, probably an inch of headspace. I don't remember what the book says. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see what the book says, but I'll look in just a moment. Then I will tell you for sure. Okay. All right, I'm going to grab a skinny spatula, kind of push that down in there. I may already have too much in the jar. Okay, while I do that, I want to work out any air bubbles. Okay, look at that. Oh, I see a big air bubble here in the bottom. Isn't that beautiful and hot? I'm going to put it down. Let's see, where was that bubble? I'm going to get that out real quick. The air bubbles aren't going to cause any problems, but that air bubble is taking up space where you could have a delicious chunk of peach. All right, put that there. I'm going to keep ladling these into the jars. I should have right at 4 quarts. That's what I ended up with yesterday. If I have a little bit left over, I'll just stick it in the fridge and we will eat it over ice cream or just the way it is. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to finish ladling these or filling these jars. All right, I'm going to end up putting a little bit more in that one. And I will bring you right back whenever I start putting the sugar syrup into the other jars. Okay, so my sugar syrup, the sugar is dissolved. Remember, this is 4 cups of water and 2 cups of sugar. I heated it up, dissolved the sugar. This would be considered a light syrup. If you wanted it to be considered a heavier syrup, you just add more sugar. And I did put it into this big measuring cup, just for easier pouring. I'm going to put this into my jars. This is going over the raw peaches. Remember, there's a pit in the bottom. Okay. I'm going to go over each of these, and I am going to stick something down in there to look for bubbles. I have 1/2 inch headspace on the peaches. Okay, let me get something for bubbles. I usually use like a skewer or a chopstick, but I'm not sure where my chopsticks are, and I'm pretty sure I used all my skewers. The ducks were eating, I think I have too much in that one. The ducks were eating my flowers, and the cat was laying in my flower pots, so I stuck skewers in all of my pots in amongst the plants, and that did keep the cat from laying in the pots. The ducks ate around the skewers. Okay, so then I've just moved my flower pots out of the duck's reach. All right, so that's good. I'm not going to add any more my sugar syrup to that. I am going to give them a squirt of lemon juice. I about forgot that. I don't know if this is necessary with peaches, but I'm going to do it just in case. So I'm just going to give them a little squirt, probably about a tablespoon's worth. I should measure it, but I'm not going to. Okay. All right. So now I still have all of this simple syrup left. I'll do something with that later. I still have my pits and peels back here. I did shut them off just because I'm going to come back to these in a little bit. I'm not going to do anything with them right now. Let those steep in water. I'm going to wipe down the rims, put my flats on, put my rings on, get these into a hot water bath canner. And the peaches don't have to really process as long as the peach pie filling, but the pie filling, let me bring this over so you can see these beautiful jars. Isn't that gorgeous? The pie filling actually needs to process in the hot water for 25 minutes. So I'm gonna get these all cleaned up, get the lids and rings on, get them into the hot water bath canner, and I'll show you a picture when they are all finished. So I hope that you can be inspired by this video. I hope that canning peaches won't be too scary for you or too intimidating. Sometimes you just have to jump in and do it. And any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And I will be back with you on another day when we're making peach pit jelly. All right, take care. Bye.